How you doing, Eagles? How you doing, Frankfurt alumni? I just was thinking while I was out here chilling, what has changed here since 1985? And 1985 is the year that I graduated from high school here in Frankfurt, Germany. So what I thought I'd do is just give you an idea of some of the things that changed. I made a little list. It's gonna be the 15 things, because actually I could have went on probably up until about 50, but I gave you the 15 biggest changes since 1985. One of the number one, and it's not in any necessary order. Number one is the Frankfurt U.S. military is totally gone, including the housing areas and the PX compounds. All the little small ones that were peripherally around Frankfurt, they're also gone. Two, Germany no longer has the Deutschmark, as you probably most know, and the euro has been in full effect since 2002 or 2003. Number three is many more skyscrapers have been built here in the city. Germany, well, I guess I should say Frankfurt, because not all parts of Germany, but Frankfurt has a lot of new skyscrapers since 1985. They're going up everywhere, and most of them are banks, as 80% of the skyscrapers in Frankfurt are banks. Number four, German stores no longer close at 1800 through the weekdays, and by 1400 on Saturdays. And most German businesses stay open until 1800 through 2000, though some remain open later than that. I forget that some people don't know the 24-hour time, 13, 14, 1500. 1300 is 1, 1400 is 2, 1500 is 3 o'clock p.m. But Germans also use 24-hour time. A lot of people think that time expression is military only, but it's not. It's 24-hour time. Anyway, number five, most movies at the German theaters are from the U.S. and can be viewed in English or German languages. The German translated and overdubbed voices are done very well now. It's not like the ones back in the 80s and before that, where it was terrible. The lips were out of sync and everything. Number six, there are basically no U.S. artists in the German music industry who are performers and publicly known. Unlike about 10 years ago and further back to the late 1980s and forward. I mean, back then there was at least 50 artists that were from the US who were famous over here. Let's see, number seven, German TV now stays on 24 hours a day. Not like back in the old days. And it doesn't come on air at 6 a.m. in the morning and sign off at 2400 at 12 o'clock at night. Now, for many years, I think beginning in the mid-90s, German TV stays on all day. So that's a significant change. As well as number eight, Germany now has many US products in their food supermarkets, or very similar imitations. I remember back in our day, we always used to wish that when we're out and about around Germany that we could, typically in a spoiled brat US way, we wish that we could find products that were from America in the stores of Germany. And by the way, if most things are closed here, like the stores are closed, supermarkets are closed, which is normally on Sunday, though there are becoming some exceptions. You can go to the drink halls or the embassies here, and very often now gas stations are stocked with most things that you'll need to tide you over until business hours the next day. You know, even when there's like a holiday or something. Number 9, the AFN American Forces Network is now totally digital. So is German television. No analog signals anymore. It's all digital by cable and stuff like that. It can no longer be watched by just having some rabbit ears on top of the TV, like how I grew up, or some other reception enhancing analog device. AFN TV is also now headquartered in Frankfurt. Is not headquartered in Frankfurt any longer. Its location has been fluctuating since the recent U.S. military deactivations. And I say recent because considering how long U.S. forces were here, which was since 1945, it's pretty recent in the 90s, late 90s, when the Frankfurt deactivation, U.S. military deactivation commenced. And it concluded like the early 2000s here, like 2002, something like that. Currently, it seems that the headquarters is in Wiesbaden. Let's see, number 10, Frankfurt has become internationally popular as a tourist attraction, and it has become much more populated by different peoples from around the globe as a consequence. This, of course, has raised many prices, and in the city, it's become pretty congested. You know, oftentimes it's like Manhattan. I lived in Manhattan sometime back in the mid-90s, and it's atrocious there. And I also lived out in California off and on for 12 years, and it's like the traffic in San Francisco during rush hour, or the standstill stall, as we say, traffic that I've seen in Southern California and Los Angeles. By the way, the gas prices over here are about $8.42 per gallon. And that's for regular gasoline, $8.42 per gallon. That calculation is like, if you take €1.65 and multiply that times 3.78 liters that it takes to get a gallon, times what the current euro to dollar exchange rate is, which is €1.35 to the dollar, then you will come up with $8.42 per gallon. And that again is for regular gasoline. And even the gasoline for Americans on the compound, on the military installations, has gone up significantly. They pay well over $4, and in some places in Europe they pay over $5 for gasoline. Check it out online. You'll see that your dude is telling you the accurate truth, the accurate ballistics, the statistics, the egoistics. Number 13, is that 13? Yeah, this is number 13. Oh no, excuse me, this is number 12. Frankfurt has many more flea markets and street fests through the city, plus the main river has become a very popular hangout spot for people. This is the area where the city hosts many different events now throughout the year, especially in spring and summer. And this normally begins around, as soon as it gets warm in the springtime, until it gets cold late or mid-October, mid to late October. There's always some type of fest going on down there, some type of get-together. There's cafes down there, there's boat restaurants down there, at least a couple down there, and stuff like that. That was number 12. So, number 13, I don't know if everyone knows, but you should know by now. The Berlin Wall came down in 1989 during the summer, and that was also the wall that separated West Germany from East Germany. Number 14, there are now many sports bars, restaurants, and things like that with U.S. sports being played inside, or radio or something like that. Mostly it's the sports on TV. But I have been places where the TVs was turned off and the sports broadcast was on the radio. The wind's blowing a little bit, so if you guys can't hear me so well, it's because of the wind. I hope that this works out pretty well. But if not, I had to get out the house. I wanted to kick it with you guys outside today. So let's see. That was number 14, about the sports bars. There's many more American sports bars here, and we can go and watch the Super Bowl and the NBA basketball championship. They'll still open to 4, 5, or 6 in the morning, however long it takes in order to be able to enjoy the game. I'm looking out here because I'm actually not far here, and I'm up in the hills in Sachsenhausen. So I see all these planes out here, and I've always been a little fascinated by things that fly. So I guess that's one of the reasons that it just dawns on me. And probably why I like being an Eagle so much, Eagle alumni. Anyway, moving on to number 15. The German business economy's merchants rarely accept the US dollar for transactions upon making purchases. The US dollar has lost its shining value for over 10 years now and is steadily losing more of it as the years pass. Unfortunately, it's best for a purchase to go and have US dollars converted to euro. The exchange rate is about 0.68 euro cents to $1 at most banks and at the airport, plus the main train station here in Frankfurt and other cities as well. And this price is what you'll normally get, if not a little lower, when all other fees are taken out. So $100 is only about 68 euro or less. It depends on the place that you go to make your business transaction. So the whole trip is that back in the day when I was in high school, there was actually plenty of places that were, if not every place I would say, accepted the American dollar. I mean, it was no problem to go anywhere that I can remember. And this went on for quite a while, up until probably the early 2000s, probably until the euro came in, or maybe a couple years after the euro came in, 2004, 2005. That's when businesses stopped accepting dollars. Even taxi drivers, people at embassies, trunk halls, things like that. They don't take dollars anymore. So those are the 15 biggest things that I could think of at the moment. And I hope that, you find it interesting. Please come to the channel often, because I'm going to try to put up some type of content that I feel that you might find interesting. And until then, stay free and Eagles über alles.